Good afternoon. This is not a Thursday live, but this is a Wednesday Women's Day live. I will be traveling tomorrow, so I thought we are not going to miss a week of creative inspiration. I'm going to share some creative tips with you all. Now, before I start, today is National Women's Day here in South Africa. And I want to do a tribute and a shout out to all the special ladies in my life. And I think it starts with my mom, first of all, being a superwoman and a super example for all of us. Then I have a beautiful daughter, the person behind the camera that is so supportive, that is so special, and that's such an example to me. And then to all the ladies in our business. Ladies, you are extremely important. You are superwomen. If it wasn't for you, I would not be able to stand here. And I'm thinking specifically of Karen, my sister-in-law, but she also runs the operations side of our business. And then her strong administrative team. To all the ladies in the factory, next time when you look at a jar of Tjhoko paint, don't see a pot of paint, but see people. Of course, the ribbon is done by Sweetness, a magok in our business, a grandmother that ties this ribbon. A superwoman, a special woman. The paint is tinted by a woman. Comfort and Petunia, they also have Tjhoko names named after them. Women that tint the paint. We have a lady in the factory that's head of production, a woman that's head of production. We have a strong admin team, women. Not that I am talking down on the men. I just want to actually exaggerate the fact that strong women are part of my journey, examples even to me. And I am extremely proud of every single one of you. If I have not mentioned you by name, Lee, Crystal, the rest of the team, the sales team, I love you to bits. And without you, your support, your dedication, our journey, our story, the fact that I'm standing here would not have been possible. So I love you to bits, Trish, Hetty, all the stories that we share with Tjhoko, the users of Tjhoko that become members of a family, of something bigger and special, right here in South Africa, where we try with colors and paints, making a difference. And this difference needs to spread across the world so that the world can hear our special story. Now, for the month of July, we had a challenge, a team challenge, and congratulations to Yana, that was the runner-up, with a beautiful Yana Stradom with a beautiful TikTok video, and Francois Stradom, not related, Yana and Francois, they carry they carry the same surname. Congratulations to the two of you. It is amazing to see teenagers being so creative and to share that creativity with us. Now, for the month of August and September, we have a dual challenge. So the challenge is either a focal wall, and this is something that I'm going to share inspiration on now, or it's going to be the most inspirational creation. So it doesn't matter how big or how small your creation is during the month of August, starting today, or September, share that with us. All the details will be available on our socials. We will go with a hashtag Tjhoko Challenge 2, the number 2 for this challenge. So focal wall, most inspirational creation. I'm challenging all of you to start being creative. Now in my space, it seems like I'm shouting, and I'm so sorry if that feels like that, but my microphone broke, so I'm just wanting to make sure that you can hear. What I'm going to do, and I'm going to share a few tips. I'm going to show paint techniques with 4 Tjhoko items, very little paint, that goes a far way. But when you are involved with that creative process, you need to think, what colors am I going to use? So that's the first choice. So the color that I'm starting off with is Lady Lisa. Sorry, I damaged the sticker earlier today when I pricked with the surface. So Lady Lisa is the first color I'm going to work with. Now Kaylee will show the camera just next to me so that you can actually see the rest of my house. So I'm just going to move away. So this wall will actually need to tie in with what you see here. So if you enter my house from this side where Kaylee is standing, it will marry with the rest of the space. Is it clear there, Kaylee? So the color I've used is Lady Lisa, still a very natural tone, not grey, but the brown with a lot of brown tones in my house still works well together. Now, first step is a maestro slept with me, and he slept on me, so I have a damaged knee. So the first step is a rag. Okay, I've used it earlier today, so it's already dirty, and this is cut to this size. It doesn't really matter, it just needs to be comfortable in your hand. I'm dipping this rag in water, just normal water. Now, to prevent contamination, pour some paint into a container. Seal your paint with a lid and then use as needed. I'm not doing that, so don't do what I do, do what I say, please. Then I'm on this damp rag, I'm spreading my paint, and nothing more than this is needed. So the rag is actually filled with paint. I have shown this a few times before. For those of you that are avid followers, thank you for following. But for those of you that are new, we have a lovely YouTube channel where we freely share ideas. Now I'm folding this rag like a ball in the palm of my hand. Now, if you want to create a focal wall in your space, this is such a cost-effective, easy way of doing it, and you can have the wall look like there's wallpaper applied to it, where it's actually just a few drops of paint. Okay, so now the cloth is folded like a ball in the palm of my hand, light pressure, and I'm just going to wash the area that I've left open just to show the technique in steps. So I'm going to just move slower so that Kaylee can follow me. So you can manipulate the movement, move in circles, move up and down, and you are washing your wall. This is why it's called a wash technique. Little paint, you can rather go darker later. I'm working at the bottom because it's easier if everything is prepared in stages, just so that the entire creative process makes sense. Okay. And this paint can really spread a far away, so I can do almost half of this wall with the paint that's on this cloth. I just want to make sure that I hide the lines that I can see here. So just because everything wasn't done at one time, so this is how I fix. Just a clean cloth, and I just want to make sure that everything looks even, so that no one knows that I've prepared this in stages. And you also can move left to right, up and down. There are no rights or wrongs. The more texture there is on the wall, actually the nicer the outcome. Okay, I'm just going to leave this now to dry. You can always come back, add another coat, and be playful. Okay, now on this section, I have already washed only with Lady Lisa. I've hardly used any paint. Now the same principles will apply. just important, before I continue to this step, my wall is already dry. So I have allowed 20 to 40 minutes drying time just for the first coat to cure. I cannot wash on this section, else I'll just remove everything that I've just done. I add some Lorraine's cream to my cloth. Remember, to prevent contamination, don't dip your hands in your paint. Please don't do it in your jar. Decant some and work from there. Okay, now this quarter of my wall, just for the sake of showing how it's done, has already been washed with Lady Lisa. Can you see it's already beautiful? So if you want to leave it like this, you will just leave it like this. Or I can just add some Lorraine's cream. Now Lorraine is that special lady in the factory that runs the production line. Okay. And I actually mute it a bit. So it's softer. And remember, this is something that I always mention. Nothing that I say is cast in stone. I'm simply sharing ideas, sharing inspiration, colors, pattern, techniques. All of those are personal choices. I just want to open your imagination and show you how to do it so that you feel self-empowered to actually just give it a try. I'm not sure with the light because it's already dark if this is visible, but can you see how much softer it is? You can also play with tones, and if you want more uneven, more arty wash technique, some areas you can do darker, others lighter. So this can be something that can be very playful. And this on its own is a beautiful focal wall with no pattern, simply a subtle color. Okay, next inspiration. I am going to, on my wall that I've now, and here you can see the end result of Lady Lisa and Lorraine's cream, going to add a pattern. Now the stencil that I'm going to use is a Tjhoko stencil. The code is 2130-11. Let me just show it. So there's the code. Okay. And how I'm going about is as follows. So I am repeating the stencil. If you can see on the wall, I've started there and I'm repeating it. So it's a pattern repeat, but a tip. If I'm going to continue with my stencil, so I'm repeating the pattern next to the one that I've just completed. I place my stencil in position and I just want to mark. So I'm making a pencil mark at the bottom here, and I'm making a pencil mark at the top. So I know now there are very light pencil indications where I need to place my stencil for the next repeat so that everything is spaced perfectly. So I put it on the line. So there's my pencil indication. There's my pencil indication right next to it. I put my stencil down. I go to the top. I make sure that it aligns exactly. Sorry, Kaylee, I'm making it difficult for you. On the line, if you can see it, but it's right next to the line. I place my stencil right next to the line and I secure it with my masking tape. Now I have already used the stencil, you can see, to create whatever was done here. The paint will not damage your stencil. Don't go into a frenzy being worried there's so much paint in your stencil. Once you are done, not hot water, lukewarm water, else the stencil will shrink. Lukewarm water, sunlight liquid, Scotch pad, and you just gently clean your stencil. Look after it. And when you clean, don't work with it harshly, gently. Now what I'm going to do, this is a wall stencil, and so many times during the Thursday lives or YouTube videos, we say on walls we rather use a foam roller than a stencil brush. It's just quicker. Let me now show you how. So I have some paint in my paint tray. I remove excess paint from my foam roller into my paint tray. So less paint is secret to success when it comes to stencil. And this is the backing that comes with the stencil. So this backing I use to actually remove excess. But I don't throw the backing away when I'm done. You can make beautiful gift cards or tags or anything with this. Tjhoko is also chalkboard paint. So you even can cut this out, write with chalk a message on it, and it can be a tag. Okay, so I remove excess paint. Now I press my stencil so it sits. Okay, I press my stencil down. I'm moving slowly for Kaylee's sake, but I can press hard with my roller because I know there's no excess paint in the foam roller that can seep underneath my stencil. How quick is that? And it's done. I must be honest, I had an hour today to prepare this wall. And in an hour's time I washed, I formalized the concept, and I executed, so you don't need much time. Okay, now I remove. And how beautiful is that? Now for this design, to repeat it, here's a trick, okay, just purely because I experimented. I look at these two leaves and that leaf, and you can see that there's an indication where I need to place my stencil. So I make sure there I can see more or less 2 millimeter from the work that I've just completed, and there 2 millimeter, and this is a tip. So there 2 millimeters, there 2 millimeters of my sheriff stone is visible. Did I mention I'm stenciling with sheriff stone? I did not. Okay, so the color I'm using is sheriff stone. Let me just show. So this is the Tjhoko color that I'm currently using for the stencil technique. I don't now need to dip my foam roller in paint again. There's enough paint on it to just continue. So little paint goes so far. I'll show you by the end of this tutorial how much paint I used, only using 250 ml jars of paint. Only 3 colors and one stencil, and I'm creating a beautiful pattern. Now I'm going to do the same. So once again, I look at the indication, these 2 leaves, more or less 2 millimeter, that leaf at the end. This is now from trial and error, working earlier today, and then you know it's done perfectly. Okay, secure, no more masking tape is needed, no more paint is needed, and I'm moving down. Now a tip, you don't have to do it because you now already can see what it looks like if you only apply one color. Earlier we did use Lorraine's cream, and if I just want to create some sort of excitement very subtly on this design, I can use a foam roller. There's Lorraine's cream, you remember the color that we used second, with a second wash. So I am very dry brush, okay, very little paint, just a drop. And what I do I'm going to do it on the top one because that paint is still wet. So I'm just going to share some inspiration with you. So I'm just placing my stencil back the way it was. Just an idea, use or lose. Okay, sorry guys. Let me just find the pattern. Okay, there it is. Okay, exactly the way it was. I'm putting it back. Just want to make sure it's perfect. Okay, now with my Lorraine's Cream roller, all I do is 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, nothing more is needed, but now I have some form of excitement on my stencil work. So that it's subtle, but it just creates a nice finish. And no additional color is needed. Okay, I'm going to do the same here. So 1, 2, 3. It doesn't need to be perfect. And there you go. It looks like authentic wallpaper. Now, a next step, and this is the last step, is if you want to just, okay, so you can either just leave it as is. So I'm sharing ideas. You can just leave it as is. Okay, will you zoom in? So this is currently what it looks like. If you want the design to blend into your background, so it's more subtle than what it is now, I can use 100 grit piece of sandpaper. And what I'm going to do very lightly, sorry for the noise, I'm not going to sand more. I'm so sorry if your ears are irritated by the noise. Okay, so either leave it solid, up to you, either one color or combine more colors, completely up to you, or you can even sand afterwards, and then you have this soft wallpaper finish with very little effort, very cost effective. So I'm going to show you the entire wall is now washed. Okay, this was the jar of Lady Lisa I used. That's the amount of paint that was used. Okay, I will not need more sheriff stone. There is enough in my paint tray. This is how much is left from a 250 ml. It's nearly full. And here is my Lorraine's Cream, and there you can see it's nearly full. And this is to complete an entire 2 by 2.2 meter wall. With less than, I would say, 100 milliliters of paint, all of the paint combined together, and 130 by 30 centimeter stencil. And you can be an artist, you can be an interior designer. So if I have to summarize the advantages of being creative, when you are creative, already you are applying problem-solving skills. And that's why I so often say, being creative has so many advantages, okay? It prevents your brain from growing old, because immediately you apply the left side of your brain, you start thinking problem solving, you start thinking creatively, right side of the brain is being used. You come up with the concepts, so concepts are formed. The fact that your brain is working both left and right side immediately puts so many muscles to work. It also prevents the brain, the thinking process of thinking anything negatively, because you are involved in something where you are busy creating. And all the time you are problem solving. You are also applying skills in terms of creative thinking. That's so beneficial to us as human. So start being creative. If it's not with painting, do something else. Make sure you look after yourself. Now, this is a quirky message from me, Mama Tjhoko, to the men out there. Okay, I just need to do this because I was driving today and I was just thinking, no, it's actually so ironic that Women's Day, men get to rest. Because I think it was only the men today that actually had the opportunity to rest. So men, I hope that you all are so thankful this evening for the women in your life, so that you had the opportunity on a Wednesday, the 9th of August, had the opportunity to put your feet up and to relax. Women, don't stop believing in yourself. You are much stronger than you know. Start being creative. Let's be nice to each other. Let's compliment each other. If you see someone with beautiful earrings or beautiful lipstick, compliment. Let's spread the friendliness, the values, the beauty of being women. And let's pack away all negativity and move forward in a creative, inspirational, beautiful, authentically women way. We can do so much. We should actually have Women's Day every day. So remind this to yourself daily. Okay, I love you lots. Thank you for the huge support. And I'll be back and sharing my next 2 weeks with you as much as I possibly can. I need to pack bags and stay warm, stay creative, stay authentically, beautifully women, stay you, true to you.